All right. So breaking news: the family of Mohammed Solomon is being detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement today. Um, Tuesday, following his arrest in connection with the firebomb attack that injured 12 people in Boulder's Pearl Street Mall Sunday. So the U.S. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem confirmed that the family's detention in a X post. She says today the Department of Homeland Security and ICE are taking a family of suspected Boulder, Colorado terrorists and illegal alien Solomon into ICE custody. Muhammad's despicable actions will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, but we're also investigating to what extent his family knew about his horrific attack, if they had any knowledge or of any knowledge of it, or provided any support to it. I don't think so, because you have a wife with 5 kids, small kids. Why would they know what this man is going to do? So, yeah, what are your thoughts on that? So they detained the family, and I guess they're going to end up deporting them because they're not American citizens.
Okay, here's what I'll say. If anybody in his family knows anything, his wife, maybe she might know, but then she might not know. But the kids, they're probably not going to know, anything, or even if he said something, they can't make sense out of what he's doing, unless he made them fanatics. But I don't think it could go that deep with this type of situation. I think that the kids are more than likely fine. I think that the wife is probably going to be okay too, for the most part. Anything is possible. Do I think they should be deported? That's a tough one, because they didn't have anything to do with it. These are all his moves, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say if they're on the up and up, like good people, good supportive people, I think they could probably stay. This guy needs to do jail time. And I got to be honest, probably be deported.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I don't have issue with the family whatsoever.
Yeah.
Unless they're making makeshift bombs themselves inside the house.
Right. I don't think that is the case, but I look at it like this. I guess, okay, yeah, we're going to definitely deport him, but I'm pretty sure he's going to end up going to prison here and then be deported. I don't, unless they make a deal with Egypt, he's from Egypt, to imprison him in Egypt. But if the family has been here for years, they've been here for like 10 years. He filled out his asylum application 10 years ago, right? That says a lot about our immigration department. You have kids here. They don't know much about Egypt unless they went back to visit and come back. I doubt that, if they don't really have all their proper papers here, because he came here on a tourist visa. So yeah, I don't know, but that is breaking news. They ICE detained his family, his wife and children, and he's on a $10 million cash bond, and they're questioning the wife. And if the kids are under 18, I don't think they're going to be questioning the kids as suspects, but they're questioning the family to see if they had any knowledge, if he was going to do anything, with this, act out this attack. So listen, it's an unfortunate situation, especially for children, but this is where we're at now. And I have a feeling we're going to see more of incidents like this.
Yeah, it's, to reference the Bible, they always said in the Bible that the whole Israel deal was always going to be a problem. Like there was always going to be conflict in Israel. You're not the people. It's just people were going to try to take over that piece of land, and it had been that way since that time. And it alluded to it was always going to be that way. Well, the Bible was correct. That place has always been a place that people wanted to take over and run their people. So that's something that's always going to be going on. Is it right? Like, no, nobody should be taken over, like that. Everyone should be respected. But I just say that, like, that we're dealing with countries that are older than us, more established than us, as far as time goes, and, ancient wars and things. And it's always been that way. That Middle East area has always had battles and conflict and territory wars forever. And they're the toughest people. They throw rocks at tanks. When we would get out of the way of a tank, that they'll stand there, one person take a Nolan Ryan throw and hit a tank and put their fist up and stand up to it. They're very tough. They're aggressive when it comes to territory and battle. Those people are really, really tough people. So that's something we have to consider when you deal with people in the Middle Eastern, area. And what I'm saying is, if we're expecting them to change and to do this, that's a long battle, because you're dealing with people that are used to doing things their way. And that comes with any country, especially countries that got a lot of history. They're used to doing things their way. So whenever we deal with anything in other countries, we have to understand we're going to have to deal with their way, their custom, how they do things. And our way is different, which throws them off. So be prepared for that thing. But all in all, I'm saying it is their way. But if their way is coming to the United States, this is our way. You cannot come here doing things like you do in your countries, or ideas that you have that definitely conflict with what we do in the United States. I don't care where you're from. You cannot do that here. That does not work. Okay? You want to be a legal citizen here, want to go to Disneyland, want to eat an In-N-Out burger, you want to do all that stuff, then you got to live by American rules. Why? We respect you guys when we go there. Whatever we got to do, passport in order. If our passport looks a little funny, do they let us in, Dana?
Absolutely.
They don't let us in. That's it. They do not let us in. And what do you want to do? Oh, I want to buy a house here and I want to live in France. Well, in order to do that, we have to sign off on this and this, and don't forget that. And we got to approve you, right? They come here. Oh, here's $60,000 to start you out, and you can get a house here, and you can do this and you can do that. And what do you want to do? Oh, you can do that here. We're so open with that. We need to stop being so open about that. Number one, because we're suffering over here, and our own people in the United States are suffering here when they're willing to give hand and foot to other countries, and they see that. So that's why they keep coming here. If we said our people first, we'll see what we can do for you later and work out for you correctly with right policy, I guarantee you that whole attitude would change. See, we got weak over here. That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the problem. We need General S. Patton to come back to life and straighten out some stuff and tell Russia to go shove it. We need that. We need that back.
Well, we have Trump, and he's maybe he's the reincarnation of General Patton. So
he better bring
close to it. So
he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. I know people are mad about the tariffs, but listen, it kind of sucks. I get it to a point, but it's to restructure things. Because we've given so much of our resources and money and building and factories and stuff to other countries for so long. Mm-hmm. We got to start getting that in better structure, because we're owing the other countries. They own us. We don't own ourselves. We're owned by China and all these other places. So we've got to get that respect back, where they won't come over to our country and try to do things, because that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So that's what that's really about. It might take a second to get it squared away, because we got to move, and moving takes time. But I think all in all, it's going to pan out better for us, because people are looking at the short term. They just want their stuff now. No, just give me my stuff now. The long term is free country. We're not owned and not beholding to anybody anymore. That's what we should aim for.
Well said. Thanks.
Dana with the data. Dana with the data.